Good day, Methodist Dave here, professional theologian and Bible teacher with our daily devotional for Wednesday, May 6th. And we come to chapter 6, the book of Proverbs. We have a section here, pretty powerful text right here. I'm going to read you verse 16 and 19. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, even 7 things that are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift to run to evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who spreads discord among family members. This is written poetically. There are 6 things, yes, 7. You'll find this repeated several other times throughout the book of Proverbs and in other places. It's just a mechanical structure that would be used. And 7, not deadly sins, but 7 things that God despises. And let's start out. And some of these don't really seem like that big a deal, but they are. Haughty eyes. Haughty eyes is the first one. That is a prideful attitude. Haughty means prideful, looking down on other people as if they are inferior to you, as if they are beneath you. That's something that God hates. Pride, ego. No. When you think that you're better than someone else, it's not a good look. Of course, a lying tongue. When a person lies, you can't believe anything they have to say. Some lies are severely harmful and are meant to deceive people. Hands that shed innocent blood. Now, of course, people who harm other people, shed innocent blood, bad thing here. But Jesus expounded this attitude in the Gospels. He says, he said, don't commit adultery, but if you look lustfully, you've committed adultery in your heart. You've said, don't commit murder, but if you hated somebody without cause in your heart, you've committed murder. So you don't necessarily have to shed innocent blood be guilty of shedding innocent blood. You can structure things to physically harm a person, to emotionally, to professionally harm a person. That's in the same category of shedding innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked plans. Gosh, the misery in this world where people who devise evil against other people, that plan bad things to happen. If you've heard about a lot of these cases where wives or husbands, try to off their spouse, and they go out and hire a hitman or hit person to commit this atrocity. And a lot of time, the person who hired the hitman will do more time in prison than the hitman who actually carried out the hit, because it's the planning of the thing that is more sinister and that is punished more severely. So people who actually devise bad things are wrong here. This is the thing: feet that are swift to run to evil. Some people just need no encouragement. And we've seen people joining the mob, because people will do things in a mob that they won't do solo. I mean, you would never think of smashing a window and going into a store and robbing it by yourself. But if 50 people smash that window and rush into the store and loot it, then you might go along with that. And so many people are shocked that stores are closing and leaving areas because they don't want to be robbed. And they're like, oh, this is terrible that Walmart, that Walgreens, that these stores are closing. And the stores are like, we're not here to give you stuff. We're here to sell things and make money. Why should you be surprised if we're not going to stay? Because all that you want to do is rob us. What are you going to do for food? You better figure that out. Think about that next time you go running through the aisles looting stuff. This is going to harm yourself. Don't do that. Bad idea. A false witness who pours out lies. Gosh, the news outlets pour out so many lies. MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, all of them are spinning the news for their political ideology. All of them. There are very few news sources that you can turn to that are a little less unreliable. A while ago, I used to subscribe to the London Times, and I would read world news from the London Times. And I would catch American news from that. And I was catching news from a different perspective, a different viewpoint than the American media outlets. Still a liberal, but it's not partisan. You know, it's not Republican or Democrat. It's still looking from the outside, but it was a different resource. And there are news sources that are a little more balanced. And there are people who like to spread dissensions. They'll tell half-truths. You know, a half-truth is a lie. A partial truth is a lie. A mostly true is still a lie. If it's not the whole truth, it's a lie. And there are people that like to divide us. And if they can keep us divided, then we can't work together. And here's the thing, a person who spreads discord among family members, to break up the family, it's the building block of society. Your blood relatives, I mean, you are stuck with them. You can pick your friends, but you're stuck with your relatives. And not all relatives are as easy to work with as others. But when a person divides a family, you're breaking apart the building block of this country. I had two uncles who didn't like each other. They were bitter. And the one brother spread a story to my grandparents that my other uncle had done something wrong. They died thinking that my uncle had done that, had robbed them. And he had not. And it turns out that it was the first uncle who actually had done the deed. But he blamed it on his brother. And my grandparents died thinking that my other uncle, was a thief. And he never knew that. And he says, why didn't you tell us? Well, quite frankly, because we believed it too. And it was wrong. And it was hurtful. And it's still something that we have to live with to this day. These might not be the 7 deadly sins, but these are definitely 7 things that God hates. So don't participate in them. If you have a question about this or any other subject, drop me an email, methodistdave@gmail.com. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, please be good to one another.